This edition, we are going to repair a water line that got broke in the last freeze. Yeah, I know it hasn't frozen in a while, but this house has been under construction for quite some time, and the water line didn't need to be repaired, but the house is nearing completion, so now it's time to get all these little things like the water working. So uh, stay tuned. We're going to fix a water line that's been broke. All right, folks, we're back. As you can see, when it froze, it blew the pipe apart. So what we'll do is we'll take it loose right here. The water line down below here seems fine. This close to the ground, and it had some insulation on it at the time, so it didn't freeze here, but it did freeze up here. Um, I'll have to move the camera around a little bit to show you the rest, but it didn't freeze bad. We lost about 2 foot of pipe. So break it loose. That piece out. Those of you that don't know, this is just a pressure regulator. Here where we're at, you have to drop the pressure down. The water pressure coming in is way too high for your appliances. So all right, let's see. I'm going to cut it loose up there just past that 90, right behind that strap. So when I put the new piece in, it'll be supported by the strap and come straight down. So my tripod won't allow me to hold that kind of angle on the camera. All right. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. But see the brakes? It actually cracked it up into this 90. But the rest of the pipe looks good, so we'll just replace that and go from there. Let's see here. Get some measurements. About 21 inches tall, and I have a short piece right here that I found that fits perfect for the other one. And it's about 8 inches, 8 1/8. So I'm gonna move the camera, get up off the ground, and put a piece of pipe together, and then show you how to do that, and then we'll put it together. All right, so moved over to the porch where it's a little easier. I don't have to be laying down to do this. We're going to cut a piece of pipe 21 inches. Good tool, ratcheting pipe cutter, great for PVC, makes a nice clean cut. As long as you hold it straight, it cuts pretty straight. All right. Let me think here. And those of you who've listened to any of my other videos, I try to say quite often anyway, that this is unscripted. If I make mistakes, I make mistakes. Well, I just kind of made one. Well, not yet, but I was getting ready to. I forgot to count for the valve. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and cut this pipe in 2 pieces, put the valve in, and then once I get it together, I go up under the house. I'll trim it to what length I'm going to need. So I'll go ahead and cut it roughly in half. Where the valve is mounted in this application is not strictly important. Another nifty tool if you do a lot of PVC, which strictly speaking I would rather do PEX and stuff than PVC, but in this application I just think it'd be easier to go ahead and keep it PVC. Coming out of the ground, it swaps the PEX once it gets inside the house. I could have ran PEX outside too, but it is what it is. It gets started this way. I'll just finish it this way. We'll go ahead and clean the end of the pipe up. Some Dye Everything Purple primer. Give it a little bit of a twist, make sure it's seated in there. In some places, plumbing code requires you to use this colored primer so that they can tell that you used primer on it. It's not an issue where I'm at. But I still do. Pretty much because it's easy to find colored primer. I don't even know if they make a clear primer anymore. Haven't really looked for it. I always just buy the purple. Somehow I managed to get some grass in there. Alright, so that's pretty much the piece, minus the adapter to go into the pressure regulator. And because that has to be screwed in, nope, hold on. Got the coupler. Got to put a coupler on it so I can slide it over the existing pipe. Alright, well, we got everything moved. Gonna get this old piece of pipe back out of there. That's gonna work just fine. Right. So I have to trim it down like I said. So put the adapter in. All right. Get that tightened down in there. All right. So that's good. That's in. Um, and what I'll have to do is I'll have to glue the pipe into here and put it into the other side at the same time, which is always fun. So we'll get right to that in just a second. All right. I had to go get a tool to loosen up. Yep, everything's good. Yep, everything's good. Do that trimming we talked about. Trim it off right there. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off completely, so I have a little more room to work here.
right. Well, that's glued together. I'll put the strap back on. And when we get ready, we'll turn the water on and do a leak check. But I've got some other places within the house that I don't have valves on the pipes or anything yet, so turning on the water now would be a big mess I'd have to clean up. So we'll do that a little later. But generally PVC pipes, as long as you put enough glue and primer and all that on them, they don't leak. They fuse together pretty good. The glue melts all the plastic together and they don't like to come apart. So, well, thanks for watching this little short video on fixing a PVC pipe. And come back, like, subscribe, come back and see us for our next episode of how to fix things on Wolf's DIY. Thank you. Goodbye.